Coming up on News Live at 6, student government is holding elections for its executive team. We'll tell you who's running.
Plus, how the Syracuse Airport is helping TSA workers during the government shutdown.
And the challenges for construction on Comstock Avenue, the timeline for the dorms, and what the university is paying. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Voting is coming up for the 70th session of the student government. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Lauren Holdmeyer.
And I'm Cora Mayer-Costa. We're learning what promises the candidates are making to meet the students' needs. Our Perlene Deal has the answers.
This year is bringing a lot of new change to Syracuse University with a brand new chancellor as well as new members of the student government. Let's see what some of their campaign promises are.
We plan to implement a chancellor transition council where we will work, regularly with senior administrations, with the chancellor's team and himself to help make sure that we have student leaders who, have experience and know how these processes get done, to make sure that student voices are being heard in the rooms where these huge decisions are being made.
Going to implement a press secretary. We think that it's a huge issue that there's this gap between students and the student government. The average student should be able to tell you exactly what the student government does and be able to tell you who's in the student government, because at the end of the day, we are your elected representatives and we should be present. And I think a press secretary would help to bridge that gap.
While many people may not be familiar with the role, comptroller is one of the most important executive members in student government. I spoke with Ryan Boucher, who's running for this role in the upcoming election, and what the job entails and why it matters.
Comptroller role is in charge of allocating the student activity fee as well as upholding our fiscal codes for the university. Having the communication power to sit down with an organization and look at them and say, this is the plan to get you to have a budget that gets fully submitted and go through. And so I think it's really important just to have a great liaison to really talk to and work out these problems.
To learn more about the candidates, tune into Citrus TV's SGA debate next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Perlene Diol, Citrus TV News.
Thank you, Perlene. And now it's the latest on campus tonight. Tickets are now on sale for the first-year players' performance of Mean Girls the Musical. The show can be seen on April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Shine's Goldenstein Auditorium. Doors will open at 6:30 each night. Tickets can be purchased for $5. The first-year student playing Katie in the show says the cast is what makes putting on the show so fun.
It's been a lot to learn, but it's been super fun throughout the whole process. Everyone in the organization is so supportive and welcoming, so it's definitely helped throughout the process to have so many people be there to support you and help you through it.
This will be the organization's 33rd performance since being founded in 1993.
And to a different type of performance, the Newhouse School has announced its 2026 commencement speaker. Students will hear from iHeartMedia executive and MTV co-founder John Sykes. Sykes is a 1977 Newhouse graduate with a degree in television, radio, and film. The ceremony will be held in the JMA Wireless Dome at 12:30 p.m. on May 9th.
And speaking of education, high school graduation rates are on the rise across Central New York. The school that saw the highest graduation rate jump for the class of 2025 was Altmer Parish Williamstown Junior Senior High School in Oswego County. The school's graduation rate increased to 98%. This is up 14% from the previous year. Several schools in Onondaga County saw rising graduation rates as well, including Nottingham High, Tully Junior Senior High, and Cicero North Syracuse High.
There are new details today on the Comstock Avenue construction on campus. Syracuse University is paying over $5 million in permit fees to keep the road closed for 90 days while the 2 new dorms are being built. The price is based off of how much space is being kept off limits to the public. Mayor Sharon Owens' administration agreed in December to allow the road to close. SU and the project developer are trying to lower the cost, but that decision is up to the Syracuse Common Council. The construction for the building is expected to take over 2 years in total.
And Democratic leaders in the Onondaga County Legislature are concerned about origins of funding for the aquarium project. The project is now fully funded thanks to 24 anonymous donors. This totals over $7 million in funding. Names of donors will not be released until after the aquarium is completed. Democrats say residents are worried about why this is being kept a secret. Legislators also worry about the project's pace with no set opening date.
And just north of the Inner Harbor, TSA workers have not received a paycheck since early February.
Citrus TV's Ben Ross is live at the Syracuse Hancock International Airport, where a donation drive is being held. Ben, how's the government shutdown affecting our local airport?
Yeah, guys, the government shutdown just reached its 30th day, which isn't just an issue for these travelers, but for TSA workers as well. Syracuse Hancock Airport is helping out those TSA workers with a food donation drive.
As the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority, we just try to support those that always support our operation and all of our passengers and community here at the airport. Without the TSA officers, unfortunately, the airport doesn't run the way it's supposed to, and our community is really showing up big today.
Showing up big is right.
Thank you very much.
The community has donated over 1,000 goods and essential items just today. This is a familiar effort too. During November shutdown, the airport also held a donation drive for the staff. COO Aaron Harris said the support is not only helpful, but is deeply appreciated by the TSA workers.
Their thanks, it isn't enough. And they want to give back after this themselves, but it means everything for them and their families.
And although travelers might be frustrated with wait times, Harris says just to hang in there and let the TSA workers do their job.
They're very professional. They have a mission to complete. Again, keeping you safe, everyone else on that flight safe. Bear with them.
People that still want to donate can from tomorrow and Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. In Syracuse, Ben Ross, Citrus TV News. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Ben. Well, if you're looking to get coffee after dinner tonight, there's one less option available. Salt City Market announced on social media they will be closed for the day. Small electrical fire closed the shop over safety concerns with lingering fumes. No one was injured during this incident, and they're planning to be back up and running tomorrow.
Well, Cora, the weather I feel like has been all over the place since we got back from spring break just on Monday.
Exactly. I mean, with that Salt Lake City sort of story, I need that warm coffee right now.
Yes. It was kind of warm on Monday, and then we saw the snow came in. So I'm wondering if that snow is going to be continuing maybe throughout the week, or if we're going to see some warmer temperatures. But our Kate Tannenbaum joins us now live to tell us, Kate, how was the rest of the night shaping up for us?
Yeah, guys, I'm out here on the CitrusTV weather deck, and as you can see behind me, the sun is still out, but that's about the only good news that I have for you today. Right now, it's about 31 degrees, and as we head later into the night, those temperatures are going to drop to around 27 degrees. Luckily, we're not expecting any new precipitation, so we shouldn't wake up to any more snow like we did on Tuesday. But I'll have more details for you on what to expect for the rest of the week later on in the show.
Okay, Kate, thank you. We'll check in with you later. Micron is preparing to host its first ever Community Week. The event will run next Friday through April 3rd. It will include STEM education for kids and volunteering opportunities. Micron executives are attending with elected officials and local organizations. Micron says the event is designed to showcase the impact and insights from community investments up to this point on the Micron project, and to encourage both children and adults to explore science and technology. A full schedule of events is available at most.org/micron-week.
Sticking with science and technology, the State University of New York is recognizing research conducted by New York students. SUNY Chancellor John B. King Jr. showcased the students' work at the SUNY Research Expo in Albany. Chancellor King says SUNY's campuses throughout the state are conducting groundbreaking research that improves the lives, health, and safety of all New Yorkers.
And sticking with SUNY schools, almost 700 workers could be laid off at the Binghamton University. This comes as the university plans to change its food service vendor. It's been using Sodexo for over 40 years, but according to a memo posted by the Department of Labor earlier this week, it will change to Chartwell's Higher Education. Some parts of the current meal plan system at Binghamton will likely change because of this switch. The change will go into effect on June 1st.
Near Oneida Lake, the owner of a Camden Chinese restaurant is home after 9 months in a federal immigration detention center. John Hao Zhang was arrested in June for immigrating to the U.S. nearly 40 years ago on a fake visa. The family is now planning to reopen their 20-year-old restaurant with Zhang back. ICE officers detained nearly 200 people in the county last year, with records showing 1/3 of those arrested have criminal charges.
New York Attorney General Letitia James is urging Congress to pass a law that would give governmental refunds to many businesses and consumers. This is due to what she calls illegal tariffs created by the Trump administration. These were made under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. She says the act has charged people more than $150 billion in illegal tariffs. James is partnering with a group of more than 15 other attorney generals on this project.
And Governor Kathy Hochul spoke earlier today to gain support for her auto insurance reform proposals. She says this is part of her plan to make New York more affordable. The main situation she spoke about were people causing accidents on purpose.
Now, I didn't make up the fact that we're number 2 in the nation for staged car crashes. That's what's happening, though. And you cannot turn a blind eye to that circumstance, because guess what? It's the rest of us who are paying the bills for that staged accident.
Create new legal liability for perpetrators and to cut routine payments.
Coming up on News Live at 6, President Trump's pick for his new DHS secretary testified in Senate this morning. We'll tell you what he said.
Plus, a new Iranian official killed, who it is, and what's to come in the war. Stay tuned.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6, with Cora Mayer-Costa, Lauren Holdmeyer, and Kate Tannenbaum. Now, your campus news leader continues.
I want to protect the homeland. I want to bring peace of mind, and I want to bring confidence back to the agency.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. That was Senator Markwayne Mullin in a confirmation hearing this morning. He spoke in front of the Senate Homeland Security Committee.
Mullin is President Trump's pick to replace Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary. He was asked about his past instances of anger, even on the Senate floor. His history of tension with Kentucky Secretary Rand Paul was brought into question.
Mullin was also asked what he would do if the president asked him to do something against the law. Mullen maintained the opinion that the president would never ask him to do that.
He called the president a friend to him. Mullen says he became close to Trump after Trump was kind to him during his son's brain injury. And Iran is confirming the death of their intelligence minister. This comes right after Israel says they also killed one of their top security officials and the head of their military forces.
On your screen now are the officials Israel says they have killed in the war from left to right: the Iranian supreme leader, defense minister, armed forces chief, logistics leader, military officer, and intelligence minister. All these leaders have been killed in airstrikes by Israel. And now to the latest on the World Cup. Iran is negotiating with FIFA to move their World Cup games to Mexico from the U.S. The country says they're concerned for player safety after President Donald Trump warns them their participation isn't appropriate.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is open to the idea. She says if FIFA agrees, Mexico will host the Iranian team's games.
Reserve holds interest rates steady for its second straight meeting this year. What that means for your student loans and savings.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. We're looking at your 5-day forecast. On Thursday, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 42 and a low of 30. Friday, we're going to see some showers after around 3 p.m. and there's going to be a high of 48 and a low of 35. Saturday, we're going to see more clouds with that high of 47 and a low of 40. Sunday, the rain is coming back with a high of 47 and a low of 25. And then Monday, we might finally see the sun again. We're going to have some partly cloudy conditions with a high of 37 and a low of 22. So unfortunately, this isn't exactly the forecast you want to see coming off of spring break. And I wanted to check in with the other hosts to see where we all went. I know we talked about it before we all left. Here's a picture of me back home in Philadelphia with a few of my friends. I had such a good time. And Lauren went to sunny Florida. I was so jealous. And then over here, we can see a picture of Cora holding up the Tower of Pisa in Italy. And I also wanted to see what the temperatures were like where everyone was. And it's a little disheartening to see after hearing that 5-day forecast. Over the week, Philadelphia had a high of 83. Florida had a high of 90, and Italy had a high of 68. I so wish that I could be giving you a forecast with those kind of temperatures, but for now, I'm going to send it back to you guys.
All right, Kate, fun to reminisce on those spring break memories.
Exactly. It seems like the temperatures are not going up, but there's something that is going up.
Yes, and that is the price of gas, Cora. As the war in Iran enters its third week, the price of oil continues to rise nationwide. The average price of diesel on Tuesday surpassed $5 a gallon.
This increase doesn't only affect gas prices, it also raises the price of groceries, transportation, and deliveries. While many Americans do not drive vehicles that use diesel, the gas industry heavily supports the economy. Just a month ago, the average cost of diesel was $3.65.
The Iran war enters its third week and gas prices are continuing to rise. And as expected, the Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady.
Meanwhile, Syracuse University is raising full-time undergraduate tuition by 4.5% this year, which is nearly double the rate of rising prices by 2.5%. Our Ben Basic joins us from Washington with how these changes will affect your wallet.
Today, the FOMC decided to leave our policy rate unchanged. We see the current stance of monetary policy as appropriate to promote progress toward our maximum employment and 2% inflation goals.
Imagine I borrow this pizza. Every month I have to give the bank a slice. Low interest, 1 slice, but high interest, 2 slices. The Fed kept the rate the same, so the amount I give up doesn't change. The Fed holding interest rates steady is good news for savers. The cost of borrowing, whether student loans or credit cards, won't change much for now. Most students take out federal loans which have fixed rates, meaning if you borrowed for the current year or earlier, those loans won't change, dropping down to 6.53% in July. With rates pausing, regular saving accounts will earn almost nothing, but high-yield accounts and bonds continue paying much higher returns. If you road tripped over spring break, oil markets drove up gas prices about 40 cents a gallon this past week in central New York, and until oil flow through the Strait of Hormuz resumes, it's likely to keep going up. Student renters will see monthly national grid bills rise about $15 starting in April, inflation and New York State regulations driving up delivery and labor costs. If you're signing a new lease next fall, call the National Grid at least 20 days in advance to ensure your gas, heat, and electricity are ready for move-in. Investors are betting that the Fed won't cut rates for over a year. By then, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be out, with Trump's pick, Kevin Warsh, facing approval in a divided Senate committee. From Washington, Ben Bassett, Citrus TV News.
Well, coming up, the national search for Syracuse men's basketball continues to grow. What are the updates for the Orange? Stay tuned after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
The short list of names for Syracuse men's basketball's new head coach just got a little smaller. Welcome into sports. I'm Nathaniel Cunningham. University of South Florida head coach Brian Hodgson is out of the running for the SU job. The Western New York native has yet to decide if he is staying with USF or coaching somewhere else. However, it will not be with the Orange, as reported first by college basketball insider Jeff Goodman yesterday evening. In his one season with the Bulls, he has captured an American Athletic Conference title and led the Bulls to their first NCAA tournament appearance in 14 years. Syracuse now transitions its focus now to another local connection in Jerry McNamara. The second-year head man led Siena to a conference tournament title this season in its first March Madness run in 16 years. McNamara spent 4 years at Syracuse as a player and was a part of the 2003 National Championship squad. McNamara also spent 13 years as an assistant coach under Jim Boeheim for SU. From the hardwood to the turf, 9th-ranked Syracuse women's lacrosse won its 6th straight game, 6-5 over 5th-ranked Yale yesterday. The defense stood on its head, holding the Bulldogs to a season low in goals. A big reason why was because of goalie Daniela Gayette, who tallied 10 saves. That's the second time this season the senior has stopped double-digit shots. After starting the season 0-3, the Orange are perfect sense and look to keep that momentum heading into a matchup against 20th-ranked Virginia on Saturday. The last time SU dropped a game to a team outside the top 15 was against Virginia in 2022. Now to the Diamond. The World Baseball Classic came to a dramatic close last night as Venezuela took down the United States 3-2 in Miami. It really was electric from the start, but it all comes down to this 9th inning. Roman Anthony's got a chance to tie it, but it's no good. Venezuela picks up their first World Baseball Classic ever. The United States falls for the second time in the final game with the same score, 3-2. They fell to Japan back in 2023. But over in the NBA now, the Knicks dominated the Pacers 136-110 last night in MSG without all-star point guard Jalen Brunson. All 5 of New York's starters scored in double digits, led by guard Josh Hart. He had 33 points on 12 of 13 shooting, becoming one of just 4 players in Knicks history to have 30-plus on 90% from the field. The Knicks have now secured at worst a play-in spot in the Eastern Conference, but they sit in 3rd behind the Pistons and Celtics with 12 games remaining. Guys, back to you.
Only all this sort of moving around sounds a little bit like our weather.
Definitely, and we'll be right back with your wake-up weather, so don't go anywhere.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back into Citrus TV News. We're taking a look at your wake-up weather. Tomorrow at around 9 a.m. it's going to be 32 degrees. Around noon it's going to go up to 37, and then it's going to stay in that range all the way until 6 p.m. when it's going to be around 40 degrees. Now it's going to be mostly cloudy for the day, and there is a chance of some showers or even some flurries, but we're going to have to see tomorrow on our commute.
Okay, well, you know, I really am trying to hold out hope that maybe we'll see some sun tomorrow, like we did today.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, something that could be speeding into theaters soon is the new Incredibles movie. Incredibles 3 is officially announced to come out to theaters on June 16th of 2028, guys.
Now, that's in just a little over 2 years, and that date is exactly 10 years and 1 day after the premiere of Incredibles 2. I feel like they always give these huge wait times. What do you guys think about the 3rd movie in a saga?
I think it's personally a great idea, and I think the wait time is perfect because I was watching that as a kid, right? Like that excites me. I want to go out and watch this one now, so absolutely. I think it excites us.
I mean, I personally feel like 2 years is a bit too long. By the time we get, a year in, I'm probably going to have forgotten about it personally, but then I guess it'll be a nice surprise.
It's
2 years down the road.
rewatch, though. It's a great business move. Kay, what do you think?
I agree. I think 2 years might be a little bit long, but I'm excited for the anticipation leading up to the movie because I think these movies are so fun. Everyone watched them as a kid, I think.
It's a great series.
I just can't wait to see who's going to be the villain.
Oh, yes.
We'll see.
Only time will tell. That's CitrusTV News Live at 6 for this Wednesday.
You can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now for the entire CitrusTV News team, I'm Cora Mayer-Costa.
And I'm Lauren Holdmeyer. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.